Approved for all audiences? I'll be the judge of that. This is Preview. Hello everyone and welcome to the 10th episode of Preview. Wow, 10 episodes. That's hardly any. It does feel like a lot though, and in all seriousness, I'm pretty proud of how the show has progressed since it started back in February. I honestly do think that each episode feels a little different, which is great because I put a lot of creative energy into these videos. I just hope that comes across. That being said, I don't want to do that anymore. It's hard. Cue the selling out montage! Cats. Nostalgia. Aladdin, right? Clickbait. Unfunny fails. Something cool to hate. Here's where you belong. More cats. And the number one lowest common denominator to pander to, sex. Yes, I'm going to talk about the 50 Shades of Grey trailer. Finally. Now, initially, I had no interest in this. I mean, come on, it's 50 Shades of Grey. But I did eventually see it. I was in a decently populated theater at the time, the trailer played, and I didn't think too much of it. But then something very strange happened. Everyone, and I mean everyone in the theater, started whispering to the person next to them. Not a single person that I could see was letting the trailer go by without adding their thoughts to it. That was the moment that I knew I had to cover this preview. I've never seen an audience respond that way to a trailer in all my film-going years. Before we get going, let's get a few things clear. We are talking about the 50 Shades of Grey trailer. Just the trailer. Not 50 Shades of Grey the movie, which is rumored to have caused tons of behind-the-scenes problems with its shocking terribleness. Not 50 Shades of Grey the book, which is accused of being horrendously misrepresentative of the BDSM community. And certainly not 50 Shades of Grey the set of paint colors, because, well, that's just boring. Now that we've removed all of that, I can finally say, I like this. This is a good trailer. I love how weird that sounds in context. It's such a shockingly simple statement to make. It feels almost inconsequential and pointless when there's such a storm surrounding everything else about the IP. Well, sorry, but this is what my show is about. I'll leave the deeper discussions surrounding 50 Shades to those far more qualified to have them. For now, let's dive into the trailer. We open with some very nice piano as our protagonist is revealed. It only takes a few seconds to get to the debut of the first strength of the trailer, a very solid, consistent beat.
Mr. Gray will see you now.
This beat luckily remains the backbone for the preview, even when more music comes in, but the opening is its time to shine. I love how well the editing is synchronized to it. It isn't synced to just regular cuts though. Fades to black and even focus pulls are cued to start on beat. It's simple, but I appreciate it. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, this is going really well so far.
Look at me.
I am.
Okay, that was kind of cringeworthy. We interrupt this 50 Shades of Grey trailer to bring you the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo trailer? 50 Shades of Tattoo, Girl with the 50... There's something there. With that oddly intense section done, we hit the build-up for what becomes the majority of the trailer. Like I said earlier, the steady beat that started 10 seconds in remains constant, but Crazy in Love is what defines this trailer in the end, in both runtime and tone dominance. What starts as a dizzyingly romantic tone,
I'm incapable of leaving you alone.
Then don't.
eventually shifts into something much more enigmatic. It isn't threatening, but it certainly isn't romantic anymore.
I don't do romance.
See?
Don't you just love this music choice, Sean?
Oh, I don't know why you'd assume that.
Because it's just like that trailer you love for The Great Gatsby.
Gatsby? What Gatsby?
I will tell you God's truth. God's truth about myself.
At long last, I get to discuss another one of my all-time favorites, the second trailer for Baz Luhrmann's The Great Gatsby. I love this preview so much, I even include it in the show's intro. Except I literally just updated the intro for this episode and it's no longer there. Great timing. Anyway, the comparison to 50 Shades of Grey comes in near the end of Gatsby's. See, both Gatsby and 50 Shades established their tone in the same way, by using a much darker cover of a song that is originally upbeat. 50 Shades darkens a really fast and light love song. Whereas Gatsby darkens...
The only one for me is you, and you for me, so happy together.
I actually don't know which is creepier. So yes, 50 Shades uses the same technique as Gatsby, so why am I not endlessly praising it? Well, because it isn't nearly as effective here. Why not? Yup, our dear old friend exposition returns. I feel like I'm just gonna have to keep talking about this over and over. I already feel like a broken record. Actually, I'm more like this broken record. Why does 50 Shades exposition weaken the impact of Crazy in Love? Well, it overrides it. Not only is the music forced to become quieter, but talking automatically demands attention. It shifts the focus of the viewer. Because Mr. Grey keeps speaking, the music isn't allowed to build and overwhelm, which is clearly what it's trying to do. In contrast, Gatsby's dialogue is added where there is a natural break in the music, which not only keeps it from being distracting, but it lets the music slam back in with extra effect.
You and me!
It all makes sense.
Me! You can't repeat the past.
And when it gets really serious, there's no dialogue whatsoever.
Can't repeat the past.
I wish I could love the third act of 50 Shades trailer. I'm a huge sucker for this ironic mismatching music thing, so this should be right up my alley. I mean, it does still work well enough. It is the core of the piece, and like I said, it's a good trailer. It moves very confidently, it has an alluring, seductive beat to it all the way through, which really starts getting in your head. I guess you could call this trailer kind of sexy, so congrats on achieving that. Okay, elephant in the room, let's talk about the ending. 90% of the people watching know about the book, so this ending shouldn't be a surprise. If anything, I'm surprised it took so long for them to get to the BDSM stuff. I'll give the trailer that. It doesn't show very much of the movie, though I assume that's only because it isn't allowed to show most of the movie. In all seriousness though, for those that don't know what the book is about, this is a really good twist, one that will undoubtedly stick in the viewer's mind. And even if you did know, it's hard to deny that it leaves an impression. I shouldn't give the ending too much credit though, it's pretty conventional. I mean, come on, it is totally unoriginal to end with a shot from the climax. Good night, everybody!